Namaste students. Let us continue the discussion on design of synchronous generator. So in the last video we have learned about the short circuit ratio, the definition of short circuit ratio, the derivation of short circuit ratio, and what are the factors which influence on the short circuit ratio of an synchronous generator. And also we have discussed about the effect of length of air gap of a synchronous generator. Now in this particular video we will learn about the estimation of air gap using SCR. The air gap can also be estimated from the short circuit ratio, that is SCR. We have MMF required for air gap is given by 800,000 Bg kg into Lg, where Bg is called as a flux density in the air gap and kg is called as a gap contraction factor and Lg is the length of air gap. MMF required for air gap is approximately equal to 80% of no load field MMF. Let ATF naught, which is field MMF on no load, and MMF required for air gap, that is magnetic motive force required for the air gap, is given by 80% of ATF naught, that is 0.8 into field MMF on no load. On equating the both equations for MMF, so we will be getting 800,000 Bg into kg into Lg, which is equal to 0.8 into ATF naught, where Bg is the gap flux density, kg is the gap contraction factor, and Lg is the length of air gap, 0.8 into ATF naught, that is field MMF on no load. From this Lg we can calculate as 0.8 into ATF naught, where ATF naught is field MMF on no load, divided by 800,000 Bg into kg, so which is equal to ATF naught divided by Bg into kg into 100,000, correct, or 1 lakh 1,000,000, so 10 to the power 6, correct. So 0.8 divided by this value, you will be getting 10 to the power 6. So we have Bg is nothing but BAV divided by Kf. So gap flux density is ratio of, or it is a ratio of specific magnetic loading to form factor, that is Kf. So ATF naught is equal to ATA into short circuit ratio, where ATA is 2.7 IP into TPS kWs divided by P, where IP is the phase current into number of turns per phase into stator winding factor divided by number of poles. So that is the ATA value, where ATA is the armature MMF per pole, IP is the current per phase, and TPH is the turns per phase, kWs is winding factor of stator, and Kf is the form factor. On substituting the expression for ATF naught and Bg in equation Lg, so you will be getting Lg as ATA into SCR into Kf divided by BAV into Kg into 10 to the power 6. So just substituting the ATF naught and Bg value in the Lg value, so you will be getting the value of length of air gap to be calculated when SCR value is given, that is short circuit ratio value is given. So in that case we need to know the value of armature MMF per pole and form factor, specific magnetic loading, and gap contraction factor. So by using this equation you can calculate the length of air gap. Now we will solve some numerical problems based on the whatever the theory we have learned. So the problem statement is, for a 250 kVA 1100 volt 12 pole 500 rpm 3 phase alternator, determine air gap diameter, core length, that is air gap diameter is capital D, core length L, number of stator conductors, number of stator slots, and cross section of stator conductors. Average gap density is given as 0.6 Weber per meter square, that is specific magnetic loading, and specific electrical loading is given as 30,000 ampere conductor per meter. Ratio of core length to pole pitch is 1.5 and slot pitch should be below 60 mm, and assuming current density is 3.5 amps per millimeter square. So this is the given data. From that we need to calculate the values. So we have output coefficient, that is C naught equal to 11 BAV AC kWs into 10 to the power minus 3. Substituting the value, so BAV is 0.6, AC as 30,000, stator winding factor as 0.955 into 10 to the power minus 3. After simplifying this one, you will be getting 189.09 as the output coefficient. Now synchronous speed Ns is given by 2F by P. So 2 into 50 by 12. So you will be getting 8.33 RPS. And D square L value is Q divided by C naught into Ns. So Q is 250 divided by C naught is 189.09 into Ns is 8.33. So you will be getting 0.1587 meter cube. So given that L is equal to 1.5 into tau. So 1.5 into pi d by p, so 1.5 into 3.14 into d value divided by number of poles as 12, and you will be getting simplifying L as 0.4 into d. Now if you substitute the value of L as 0.4 d to this equation, after solving for L and d, so L value will be getting 0.293 meter and d value, that is stator bore diameter, is 0.7348 meter. Now flux per pole phi is given by BAV into tau into L, where BAV is 0.6 and tau is pi d by p into L, that is length is 0.293. Correct. So substituting and simplifying, you will be getting 0.3381 Weber as a flux per pole. Now assuming star connected stator winding, turns per phase is T phase is given by E phase divided by 4.44 into F into phi into kWs. So which is equal to 1100 by root 3, that is E phase, 1100 by root 3, that is line voltage, divided by 4.44 into 50 into phi is 0.03381 into 0.955, that is stator winding factor. So turns per phase you will be getting as 90. Now total armature conductor is given by 6 into Ts, so 6 into 90, which is equal to 540. Now if slots per pole per phase, if you choose as 2, then stator slots is 3 into 12 into 2, so you will be getting 72. When slots per pole per phase chosen as 3, number of stator slots as 3 into 12 into 3, that is 108. For stator slots value as 108, then slot pitch YSS can be chosen as pi d divided by SS. So 3.14 into 0.7348 divided by 108. So you'll be getting 21 millimeter, which is less than the 60 millimeter. Hence stator slots SS is 108. So the assumed value or calculated value of stator slot is 108. Now current per phase I phase equal to kVA into 1000 divided by 3 into E phase. So you'll be getting 131.2 amps is the current per phase. So area of cross section of armature conductor A equal to I phase by delta. So 131.21 divided by 3.5, that is 37.48 millimeter square. That is the area of cross section of armature conductor. Second problem. Determine the output coefficient for a 1500 kVA, 2200 volt 3 phase 10 pole 50 Hz star connected alternator with the sinusoidal flux distribution. The distribution of flux is sinusoidal in this case. The winding has 60-degree phase spread and full pitch coils. The distribution factor is 60-degree phase and coils having full pitch, that is distance between the two poles, number of slots. So AC is 30,000 ampere conductor per meter, that is specific electrical loading. Specific magnetic loading is 0.6 Weber per meter square. If the peripheral speed of the rotor must not exceed 100 meter per second and the ratio of pole pitch to core length is to be between 0.6 and 1. So you need to choose the ratio of pole pitch to core length should be within the value 0.6 and 1. Find D and L, that is diameter, stator bore diameter and core length. Assume an air gap length of 6 mm. Find also the approximate number of stator conductors. So this is the statement of the problem. For a phase spread of 60 degree, KD value is 0.955. Correct. So if you substitute in the value of sin n alpha by 2 divided by n sin alpha by 2. So if you substitute that formula, so you will be getting for a 60 degree phase spread, distribution factor is 0.95. So it is given as a full pitch coil, that is Kc equal to 1. So stator winding factor is equal to product of distribution factor and full pitch coil, that is Kc into Kd. So 0.955 into 1, so you will be getting 0.955. So C0 value, the equation is 11 BAV AC into kWs into 10 to the power minus 3, and substituting the values 11 specific magnetic loading 0.6 and AC, that is 30,000 into stator winding factor is 0.955 into 10 to the power minus 3. After simplifying this value, you will be getting C0 as 189 kVA meter cube per RPS. So synchronous speed Ns is given by N into S by P, or N into F by P, sorry. So here it is a mistake, N into F by P. So 2 into 50 by 10. Correct. So it is 10 RPS. Number of poles as 10. So 2F by P actually. 2F by P. So it is a 10 RPS. So the equation of synchronous speed is 2F by P. Now D square L is given by Q divided by C0 into Ns. So which is equal to 1500 divided by 189 into 10. So you will be getting 0.793 meter cube. So now assume the peripheral speed as 80 meter per second. Then diameter of the rotor is given by dr equal to Va divided by pi into Ns. So by choosing the peripheral speed as 80 meter per second, calculate the diameter of the rotor, that is dr, which is equal to Va divided by pi into Ns, that is 80 divided by 3.14 into 10. So it is 2.546 meter. So from that D value you can calculate as dr plus 2 Lg. So 2.546 plus 2 into length of air gap is 6 millimeter. It is given in the problem. So you will be getting stator bore diameter D as 2.558 meter. Now L you can calculate as 0.793 divided by, that is D square L divided by D square. Correct. So L is D square L value into D. So 0.1212 meter you will be getting. So this is the D square L value divided by D square. If you do, then you will be getting the L value. So tau is equal to pi D by P. So if you substitute the value of pi and D value and P value, so you will be getting 0.8036. Now tau by L value is, if you take, that is tau value divided by L value, if you take, then you will be getting 6.630. Since the ratio is not between the 0.6 and 1. Correct. So tau by L ratio should be 0.6 and 1. And the calculated values of D and L are not suitable. Calculated value of D and L are not suitable. Correct. So next we will take it as V as 40 meter per second. That is peripheral speed as 40 meter per second. So diameter of the rotor dr equal to Va divided by pi into Ns. So substituting this value, you will be getting 1.2732 meter. Now D is equal to dr plus 2 Lg. Substituting this value, so you will be getting stator bore diameter as 1.2852 meter. Now core length L is equal to 0.793 divided by D square. So you will be getting 0.4801 meter. And tau value as pi D by P. So you will be getting 0.4 4038. So ratio of tau by L is 0.8411 you will be getting. So this ratio is within the value of 0.6 and 1. Therefore the calculated value of D and L are acceptable, and the D value is chosen as 1.2852 meter and L is 0.4801 meter. So this is acceptable because the tau divided by L ratio, if you see the statement of the problem, it is given that ratio of pole pitch to core length is 0.8 within should be 0.6 to 1 within that range. So if you take peripheral speed as 40 millimeter per second, so you will be getting the value of that ratio is within that range. So the calculated value of D and L is acceptable. Now flux per pole is phi, which is given by BAV into tau into L. So BAV is 0.6 into tau, that is tau value is calculated as 0.4038. So that value, if you substitute tau L value, if you multiply, so these two value, tau and L value, so you can get substituting this value, you will be getting 0.1152 Weber. Now turns per phase, T phase equal to E phase divided by 4.44 into F into phi into kWs. So E phase voltage is given by 2200 by root 3. Since it is given as a line voltage, so you need to calculate the phase voltage. So 4.44 into 50 into 0.1152 is the flux into stator winding factor 0.955. So you will be getting number of stator turns as 52. So total armature conductors 60 phase, so 6 into 52, so you will be getting 312. Consider the problem number 3. A 500 kVA 3.3 kilovolt 50 Hz 600 rpm 3 phase salient pole alternator has 180 turns per phase. Estimate the length of air gap if the average flux density is 0.54 Weber per meter square. The ratio of pole arc to pole pitch is 0.65, that is pole arc L by tau ratio is 0.65. SCR is 1.2, that is short circuit ratio is 1.2. Gap contraction factor is 1.15. Winding factor is 0.955 and MMF required for gap is 80% of no load field MMF. So this is the statement of the problem. Now synchronous speed is given by Ns is equal to 600 by 60, that is 10 rps. The number of poles equal to 2 into 50 divided by 10, that is 2f by p. So you will be getting 10. Now current per phase I phase is given by 500 into 1000. So 500 kVA, that is 500 into 1000 divided by root 3 into 3300 volt. So you will be getting 87.4 amps as the current per phase. Now armature MMF per pole, that is ATA, is given by armature MMF per pole is ATA is given by equation 2.7 87.4, that is IPH into turns per phase, that is T phase, into kWs divided by number of P. So you will be getting 4056.5 amps. So no load field MMF per pole ATF naught is nothing but SCR into ATA. So SCR value is 1.2 and 4056.5 amps. So you will be getting 4867.8 amps. Now field form factor KF is given as 0.66. Now maximum flux density in the air gap BG is equal to BAV divided by KF. So BAV is 0.54 divided by KF is 0.66. So you will be getting 0.818 Weber per meter square. So the BAV value is given in the problem as 0.54 Weber per meter square, and KF value is form factor. So field form factor, if you substitute that one, so you will be getting the maximum flux density in the air gap. So this is average value of flux density. This is average value. This is a maximum value. So average value divided by form factor is equal to maximum value. So MMF for air gap is given by 800,000 into BG into kg into LG, which is equal to 0.8 into 80 F naught. So 80 F naught value is given. So you will be getting as the 0.8 ATF naught, which is given. So MMF for air gap is 80% of maximum what is given no load field MMF, that is 80 F naught. So substituting that value 0.8 into 4867. Now length of air gap LG is given by 0.8 into 4867 divided by 800,000 into 0.818 into 1.15. So 1.15 is the kg value, gap contraction factor. So substituting this value and simplifying, length of air gap is, you will be getting as 5.2 millimeter. Now next problem number 3. The following is the design data available for a 1250 kVA 3-phase 50 Hz 3300 volt star connected 300 rpm salient pole alternator. Stator bore diameter is 19 meter. Stator core length is 0.335 meter. Pole arc to pole pitch ratio is 0.66. SCR is 1.2 short circuit ratio. And you need to calculate the specific magnetic loading, armature MMF per pole, gap density over pole arc, and air gap length. Specific magnetic loading BAV, armature MMF per pole, that is ATA value, gap density over pole arc, that is flux density in the pole arc, and air gap length of air gap. So MMF required for air gap is given as 0.88 of no load field MMF, that is 88% of no load field MMF. And the gap contraction factor is given by 1.15 and winding factor is 0.96. So this is the statement of the problem. Now first you calculate the, or first whatever the data which is given. So first, that is turns per phase T phase, which is equal to 150. Total stator conductors as 6 into 150, that is 900. Total number of stator slots as 900 by 5, that is 180. Synchronous speed NS is given by 300 by 60, that is 5 RPS, correct. And speed is given, that is RPM 300, so divided by 60 you will be getting 5 RPS. So number of poles P is equal to 2F by P, so 2 into 50 by 5, so it is 20. Slots per pole per phase Q is equal to 180, that is total number of stator slots divided by number of phases into number of poles, so 3 into 20, so you will be getting 3 slots per pole per phase. Now winding factor is given as 0.96. Therefore voltage per phase E phase is given by 3300 by root 3, that is 1910 volts. So line voltage by root 3. Flux per pole phi is given by line voltage, that is phase voltage divided by 4.44 F into 150. 150 is turns per phase into kWs. So you will be getting 59.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 Weber. So area per pole is given by root 3 into dl into p divided by p. So 3.14 pi dl by p, actually pi dl by p. Area per pole is pi into d into l divided by p, so 0.1 meter square. So specific magnetic loading BAV is given by 59.8, that is flux phi. So this 10 to the power minus 3 I have taken in the denominator. So 59.8 divided by 0.1. 0.1 is form factor, correct. So flux per pole, specific magnetic loading, that is area per pole, correct. Area per pole is 0.1 meter square. So you will be getting 0.598 Weber per meter square. So 59.8 flux per pole into 10 to the power minus 3 is there. So that is, I took it in the denominator, and area per pole is 0.1. So substituting this value, so you will be getting 0.598 Weber per meter square. Now gap density over pole arc is given by BG, which is equal to BAV by form factor. So BAV value is 0.598 divided by form factor is 0.66. So you will be getting 0.907 Weber per meter square. Now current per phase I phase you can calculate as 1250, that is 1250 kVA into 1000. So VA you will be getting divided by root 3 into voltage, that is 3.3 kilovolt. So you will be getting current per phase as 219 amps. So armature MMF per pole ATA equal to 2.7 I phase, T phase, kW divided by P. So you'll be getting, simplifying, 4250 amps. So no load field MMF is ATF not equal to SCR into ATA, correct. So 1.2 into 4250. So you'll be getting 5100 amps. So MMF required for air gap ATG is given by, it is 0.38 into 5100. So that is 38%. Oh, sorry, it is 88%, should be 88%. So 0.88 into 5100. So this is not 0.38, so 0.88 into 5100. So you'll be getting 4480 amps, which is also equal to 800,000 into BG into kg into LG, correct, 4480. So that is MMF required for air gap is also equal to equation 800,000 BG kg into LG. From this we can calculate the length of air gap as LG as 4480 divided by 800,000 into 0.907. 0.907 is BG into kg, that is 1.15, correct, gap contraction factor. So you'll be getting 5.38 millimeter as the number of length of air gap. So this problem is in one of the important problem in the examination point of view.